You need to stop doing these 6 things now if you are in your senior years. Imagine this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, the one that's molded perfectly to your shape after years of use, sipping a warm cup of tea and reflecting on the life you've lived. You've earned these golden years. Decades of hard work, laughter, tears, and lessons have brought you here. But what if I told you that right now, there are little habits, quiet, sneaky ones, slipping into your daily routine that might be dimming the glow of this precious time? Habits that could be chipping away at your health, your joy, and even the connections that make life worth living. You might think you're doing just fine, and maybe you are in some ways. But what if fine could become fantastic with a few small shifts? As a counselor who spent years working with seniors, studying the intricate dance between mind, body, and spirit in our later chapters, I've seen it all. The triumphs, the struggles, and the moments when a single change turned everything around. Today, I'm here to share 6 things you might be doing without even realizing it that could be holding you back from living your fullest, most vibrant life in your senior years. These aren't grand, impossible challenges. They're everyday choices that, over time, stack up like bricks in a wall between you and the energy, independence, and happiness you deserve. And the best part? You can stop them right now. By the end of this journey together, you'll not only know what these habits are, but also why letting them go could be the key to unlocking a richer, healthier, more connected life. So grab that tea, settle in, and let's dive into this together. If you stick with me until the end, and I promise it'll be worth it, you'll walk away with simple, practical steps that feel less like chores and more like gifts to yourself. And if you find this resonates with you, don't forget to leave a comment, maybe just a 1, to let me know you're here with me, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep exploring this beautiful season of life together. Ready? Let's get started. Ignoring the power of movement. Let's start with something we've all been guilty of at one point or another. Letting the day slip by without giving our bodies the chance to move. Maybe it's because your knees creak like an old wooden floorboard when you stand up. Or maybe the thought of exercise feels like a young person's game. Something for the grandkids, not you. I get it. After a lifetime of running around, raising families, or working long hours, it's tempting to say, I've earned the right to sit still. And you have. But here's the thing I've learned from watching my own parents and the seniors I've counseled. Sitting still too often isn't the reward we think it is. It's more like handing over your strength, your balance, and your freedom on a silver platter. Think of your body like a garden. If you stop tending it, watering it, pruning it, giving it sunlight, it doesn't just stay the same, it withers. Every time you skip that short walk around the block or decide against stretching those stiff joints, you're letting the weeds creep in. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and before you know it, a simple step off the curb feels like a leap of faith. I've seen it happen to folks who were once the strongest people I knew. My uncle, for instance, a man who could lift hay bales like they were feathers in his 50s. By his 70s, after years of taking it easy, a fall landed him in a wheelchair, not because he was old, but because he'd stopped moving. That broke my heart, not just for him, but for the independence he lost. But here's the flip side, and it's beautiful. Movement doesn't have to be hard. It's not about marathons or gym memberships. It's about giving your body a little love every day. A 10-minute stroll through your neighborhood, watching the birds flit between trees, can do wonders. I started doing this myself a few years back, after a long day of counseling, when I realized my own energy was fading. Those walks didn't just wake up my legs, they lifted my spirit. My heart pumped stronger, my mood brightened, and I felt more like me. Studies back this up too. Regular movement boosts circulation, strengthens bones, and even sharpens your mind. It's like pressing a reset button on aging. So I'm asking you, pleading with you, really, to stop ignoring movement. Embrace it as a friend, not a foe. Start small, a walk to the mailbox, a gentle sway to your favorite song. Over time, those minutes add up, building a foundation of strength that keeps you standing tall, literally and figuratively. You're not just avoiding falls or frailty, you're claiming the right to live on your terms, to chase after grandkids or tend that garden without fear. Isn't that worth a few steps? Shutting the door on connection. Now let's talk about something that sneaks up on us as the years pile on. Pulling away from people. It starts innocently enough. Maybe you're too tired to go to that community lunch, or you tell yourself no one wants to hear your stories anymore. I've been there myself, sitting on my porch watching the world go by, thinking, I'll call that friend tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, then next month, and suddenly you're alone more than you ever meant to be. For seniors, this is all too common, and it's a trap I've seen swallow up too many bright spirits. I'll never forget Mrs. Eleanor, a client of mine in her 80s. She'd been the queen of her knitting circle for decades, always the one with a laugh and a warm hug. But after her husband passed, she started declining invitations, convinced she'd be a burden. Within a year, she wasn't just lonely, she was a shadow of herself, her spark dimmed by isolation. It wasn't just her heart that suffered, her health took a hit too. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a silent thief. Research shows it's as bad for you as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, raising risks of depression, heart disease, even dementia. That's not me trying to scare you. It's me wanting you to see what's at stake. But here's where the light breaks through. Connection doesn't have to be big or bold. It's not about throwing parties or filling your days with noise. It's about those small golden threads that tie us to others. A chat with a neighbor over the fence, a phone call to a cousin you haven't spoken to in years. I started calling my old school buddy every Sunday, just to hear his voice, and it's like a tonic for my soul. Those moments remind me I'm still part of something bigger, and they'll do the same for you. They keep your mind sharp, your heart full, and your body stronger than you believe. So stop shutting that door, crack it open, even just a sliver. Text someone today, say, I was thinking of you. Join a local group, even if it's just to sit and listen. You're not too old, too frail, or too anything to belong. You're needed more than you know, and the world is brighter with you in it. Let's keep loneliness at bay together, because you deserve to be seen, heard, and loved, no matter how many candles are on your cake. Letting sleep slip through your fingers. Sleep, oh, how it changes as we age. 1 minute, you're dozing off in the middle of a conversation. The next, you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering why rest feels so elusive. I hear it all the time from seniors I counsel. I can't sleep like I used to. And I get it. My own nights have had their restless chapters. But here's a hard truth we need to face. Letting sleep slip away isn't just a nuisance. It's a slow unraveling of your health and happiness. When we brush off poor sleep as just part of getting older, we're giving up on something vital. Picture sleep as the glue that holds you together. Without it, your mind frays. Memory gets foggy, emotions swing like a pendulum, and even your immune system weakens. I've seen it in my clients. One woman, Margaret, spent years shrugging off her sleepless nights, only to find her blood pressure spiking and her joy fading. Lack of sleep doesn't just tire you out. It opens the door to everything from diabetes to depression. But it's not inevitable. It's not a sentence you're stuck with. You can take it back. Here's what I've learned, both from science and my own trial and error. Sleep loves routine. It's like a shy friend. It shows up when you make it feel welcome. Set a bedtime, even if it feels childish, and stick to it. Create a wind-down ritual, maybe a cup of chamomile tea, a few pages of a book, or some soft music. I started turning off my phone an hour before bed, and it's like flipping a switch in my brain. No more buzzing thoughts keeping me awake. Cut the caffeine after noon, skip that heavy dessert, and let your bedroom be a sanctuary, not a screen-lit battlefield. Stop letting sleep slip away. Treat it like the treasure it is. When you rest well, you wake up sharper, stronger, and ready to savor the day. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. You've earned that, haven't you? Starving your mind of stimulation. Let's shift gears to something we don't talk about enough, your brain. It's easy to let it coast, isn't it? Hours melt away in front of the TV, watching reruns or scrolling through the same old news. I've caught myself doing it, flipping channels thinking, this is relaxing. But here's the catch. What feels like rest can become a rut. Your brain isn't a machine you can park and forget. It's a living, breathing part of you that craves challenge. just like your muscles crave movement. I think of my dad, a man who could solve crossword puzzles in his sleep back in the day. In his later years, he traded puzzles for endless TV, and I watched his sharpness fade. Not because of age, but because he stopped feeding his mind. It's heartbreaking to see someone's wit and wisdom dim, not from time, but from neglect. Studies tell us this isn't just a hunch. Mental stimulation keeps dementia at bay, boosts memory, and even lifts your mood. A bored brain is a brittle one, but the good news? You can wake it up, and it's fun. Pick up a hobby, knitting, painting, even a simple card game. I started learning Italian in my 60s, fumbling through ciao and grazie, and it's like a spark lit up in my head. Try a puzzle book or listen to a podcast that makes you think. It's not about being a genius. It's about keeping the gears turning. Every new word, every solved riddle is a little victory that says, I'm still here and I'm still growing. So stop starving your mind, feed it something fresh, something that makes you smile or scratch your head. You'll feel sharper, more alive, and ready to tackle whatever comes next. Your brain's been with you through it all. Give it the adventure it deserves. Clinging to old grudges now. This one's a toughie, but it's so important. Holding on to grudges. Maybe it's a falling out with a sibling decades ago, a friend who let you down, or even yourself for choices you wish you'd made differently. I've carried my own baggage, years spent replaying a harsh word from a colleague, letting it fester like a splinter under my skin. But here's what I've learned and what I tell every senior I counsel. Grudges don't punish the person who hurt you. They punish you. They're like rocks in your pockets, weighing you down when you could be walking light and free. I met a man named Tom once, 92 years young, who'd spent 30 years bitter over a family feud. When he finally let it go, wrote a letter, made a call, he told me it was like breathing for the first time in decades. That's not just poetry, it's science. Stress from resentment raises cortisol, strains your heart, and clouds your peace. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. It's saying, I choose my happiness over this pain. Stop clinging. Forgive, not for them, but for you. Write it down, say it out loud, or just decide in your heart to release it. You don't have to forget, but you can set it down. The freedom that follows is a gift you'll wish you'd given yourself sooner. Life's too short, and your senior years are too precious to carry that load, forgetting to celebrate yourself. Finally, let's talk about something we all do, forgetting to honor who we are. After a lifetime of caring for others, kids, spouses, jobs, it's easy to see yourself as done, like your best days are behind you. I felt it myself, looking in the mirror and wondering where the years went. But here's the truth I've come to embrace. Your senior years aren't the end of your story. They're a new chapter, and you're still the hero. I think of my neighbor, Mrs. Patel, who at 85 started painting again after 50 years. Her canvases are messy, glorious bursts of color, and she beams every time she shows me one. She stopped telling herself her time was up and started celebrating what she could still do. That's what I want for you. You've lived through wars, raised families, built lives. Don't let that legacy gather dust. You're not just a memory, you're a force right now. So stop forgetting yourself. Celebrate your wins, big and small. Cook that dish you love, dance to that old tune, share your stories with someone who'll listen. You're not invisible, you're invaluable. Give yourself permission to shine because the world still needs your light. Lessons to carry forward. As we wrap up, take a moment to breathe in what we've uncovered. These 6 habits, ignoring movement, shutting out connection, letting sleep fade, starving your mind, clinging to grudges, and forgetting yourself, aren't just obstacles, they're invitations. Invitations to choose differently, to reclaim the energy, joy, and strength that are still yours for the taking. You've learned that small steps, a walk, a call, a good night's rest, can shift everything. That forgiveness lifts more than pain. It lifts your spirit, that you're never too old to grow, to connect, to celebrate. What's one thing you'll carry with you from this? Maybe it's that 10-minute walk, or picking up the phone to say hello. Comment below, share it with me, inspire someone else. If this touched you, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe so we can keep this journey going together. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Here's to thriving in your senior years. You've got this.